The coordinate plane. And how many of you are familiar with the coordinate plane? Put your hands up if you've seen a coordinate plane before. Let the record show 5 people have their hands up. Okay, so not very many people. All right, so here we go. So let's talk about what is a coordinate plane. So here's the first idea. The coordinate plane. Okay, and here's what I want you to do. I want you to take your ruler, and here's my ruler. I have a fancy ruler. I want you to take your ruler, and I want you to draw a straight line up and down and put arrows on either end of it, just like that. All right, great. Now, take your ruler. Take your ruler and, again, make a line that goes right across it. That looks kind of like that. All right, so what we've done is here we've created 2 lines here, and they intersect at the center, and they go off left and right forever and ever, and they go up and down up and down forever and ever. Does anyone know what these 2 arrows indicate? Anybody have any thoughts? Yeah, Ross, what do you think?
That those lines, it just indicates that the lines they're not segments, they go forever.
Okay, they just go forever. But what actually are they? What are they? Does anybody know what they actually are? What are these things? Yeah. Okay, yeah, they're called X and Y axis. Good, but what is an X axis? It's simpler than that. A line, but what kind of a line?
A horizontal line.
Yes, a horizontal line. What is this thing? What's this thing up here?
A number line.
Yeah, it's a number line. I mean, I've realized that, right? They're just a number. This is just a number line. So, yeah. What's at the center of our number line here up on my board? 0, right? And what numbers are to the left of 0? Negative numbers. What numbers are to the right of 0? Positives. It works the same way on paper. All right? So here's what I want you to do. On paper, I want you, for every little square, I want you to mark off one little line here, okay? Just like this. And when you get to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, label it as 5. And then when you get to 10, go ahead and label it as 10. And then so, yes, please go ahead. Go ahead right now, and if you haven't already done so, please add the negative numbers on your number line on the x-axis. So we'll go here, 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 all the way down. And these are negative numbers, so -1, -2, -3, -4. So here's -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, -10. Okay? So all this is a number line, right? It goes left and right for an infinite amount of numbers. How many numbers are there?
10.
There's only 10 numbers in the world? Yeah, there's an unlimited amount of numbers, okay? Just so happens we call the horizontal line, we call this the x-axis. All right? Well, it turns out that there's another number line, and we just put 2 number lines together that intersect at a certain location. What location would they intersect at? At the origin, yes, at 0, 0. So we're going to make a vertical number line, and we're going to call that the y-axis. So go ahead right now and make a vertical number line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll call this 5, 6, 7, 8. Mine's going to go up to 8. -1, -2, -3, -1. So you should have something that looks like this, okay? So a coordinate plane is nothing more than 2 number lines that intersect at the point 0, 0, or that's known as the origin. How many of you actually knew that was called the origin? Yeah, 5 or 6 people knew that was called the origin. So all a number line is just all a coordinate plane is 2 number lines that intersect at 0, 0. Now, do you see how the number line sorts of makes these 4 quadrants? Okay, it breaks up into 4 quadrants. There's an upper right-hand quadrant, an upper left, a lower left, and a lower right. Does anyone remember how they are numbered? One person remembers how they're numbered? 2 people. Okay, where's the first quadrant? Upper right or upper left? Upper right. And we use Roman numerals, so that's going to be quadrant number 1. So QI, quadrant 1. Where's quadrant 2? Upper left. You guys got it. Upper left. Where's quadrant 3? Lower left. You got it. Quadrant 3 is down here. And where's quadrant 4? Lower right. Good. Okay, let me ask you a trick question. Well, it's not really a trick question. In which quadrant are both x's and y's positive? Quadrant 1. Which quadrant are both x's and y's negative? 3. That's where they're both negative, okay? All right, so now we're going to talk about, now that we know what the coordinate plane, is, we got to know about how to plot some points on the coordinate plane. Well, all it is just a location, all right? It's just a location, and we always say the x location first and then the y location. Just like in Battleship, you always said the letter first and then the number. We always say the x first and then the y. All right, does that make sense? Yeah? You guys sure about that? Okay, good. So let me ask you a question then. How do you describe this point right here? Go ahead, put this point on the plane here, and we're going to call that point A. How do you describe where point A is? How do you know where point A is? So if that was a ship on my battleship, what would you have to call out to get point A? Now remember, we always go the x. All right, Troy, where is that point A? How do I describe where that point is? He says 6, 6. Oh, no, he corrects himself and says 6, 3. So 6, 3. What do you mean? What does the 6 represent, Troy?
6 lines to the right.
Yeah, we call that? We call that units. We go 6 units to the left. So 6 units to the left of 0, 0. And then what does the 3 represent? Yeah, 3 units up, right? So the 6 represents left and right, and the 3 represents up and down. So 6, 3 is 6 units to the right and 3 units up. You guys, everyone understand the directions? Okay, I'm going to give you 4 points. I want you to plot the points and tell me which quadrant they are in. Point A is going to be 4, 0. Port B is going to be -2, 3. Point C is going to be 0, -6. And point D is going to be -2, -2. So please go ahead and plot each of those points on the coordinate plane and 10, okay? All right, Sam, you ready to go? Yeah, okay. Where's point A? Yeah, where is that? Yeah, how do you tell me where is 4, 0? Yeah, 4 on the x line and 0. So could you say 4 units to the right of the origin? Good. So there's the point A. So what quadrant do you think that's in? Is it in quadrant 1 or is it in quadrant 2? Is it in quadrant 4? What do you think it is? What did you think? What did you say? Yeah, this one's actually just on the x-axis. No, it's not actually in a quadrant. It's actually on the axis. So you say it's on the x-axis. Okay, point B. Sergio, where's point B? Quadrant 2, -2, 3. So you should have put it here. Is that correct? Yeah. And that is in quadrant 2. Is he correct? Yeah. Okay, how about C? Where is C? Yeah, go ahead. Y-axis. The y-axis, and it's 0, -6. So it should be down here. And that should be point C, 0, -6. And that's on the y-axis. Very good. And finally, where is point D? Yeah. In the 4th quadrant at -2, -2, so it should be down here. There's point D, and that is in. Oops, I made a little mistake here. It's not quadrant 4, it's quadrant 3. So go ahead and erase that. No, D. D is supposed to be -2, -2. Yeah. Oh, quadrant 3. There we go. -2, -2. That's in quadrant 3. All right, here we go. We are now ready to move on into our next idea, which is going to be called graphing. Okay. Okay. We're going to graph the following function here. So I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you y is equal to x plus 1, and I'm going to tell you that the domain is equal to -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. So we're going to graph the function y equals x plus 1 for only the given domain values of -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Okay, so what's this part right here? This part that I've highlighted in red for you, this is our function. It's the part that has y equals. That's our function part. This part over here, what do we call the domain values? Anybody know? Yeah, Ross.
The domain value is the range.
Nope. Let's try again. Other way around. Yeah. Yeah, these are your x values. You got it. The x values are the domains. So what we're going to do is we're going to graph this on the domain. And the way that we're going to do it is we're going to make a table. So we'll make a table. We're going to go x. And all the x's are given to us in our domain value. So we're going to start at -2, -1, 0. Yeah, exactly right. They only gave us half of the coordinate point, right? They gave us -2, comma something. We don't know. We have to figure it out. And then all they gave us to go off of was this function over here, x plus 1. So what we get to do is we get to figure out, okay, that if I know y is just equal to x plus 1, then I know that this y is going to be equal to -2 plus 1. So what's -2 plus 1? Let's do the calculation. What do we get? Yeah, we get -1 out of it, right? So therefore, the coordinate point is -2, comma -1. All right, let's do the next one. Why does it mean -1 plus 1? What's -1 plus 1? 0. So what's the coordinate point? -1, comma 0. Very good. So again, right? This is the x part, -1. And this is the y part, the 0 and the 0. So give me the x coordinate of -1, comma 0. Right now with your partner, please fill out the... Okay, here we go. Let's go down this list here. Okay, if you plug in a 0 for the x coordinate of 0, we should have come up with y is equal to, would you get 0 plus 1, so that's 1. So how many got the point 0, comma 1? Raise your hand if you got 0, comma 1. Good. Next one. Sam, what'd you get?
I got
2. So what's the coordinate point for that?
1, 2.
1, comma 2. Do we agree? Yes, good. And Anna, what'd you get for the last one? 2, yeah, so that's going to equal 3. So we have 2, comma 3. Good. All right, so now what we have, ladies and gentlemen, is we have a bunch of coordinates, and we can graph these coordinates. Okay, so we're going to plot the first point should be -2, -1. So -2, -1 should be somewhere right there. 2 to the left and 1 down. Where's the next point? -1, 0. So go from the origin, go 1 to the left, and go up and down 0. Good. Where's the next point? 0, 1 should be straight up and down, or straight up from the origin. How about the next point? 1, comma 2. And then finally 2, comma 3. So you should have a total of how many points on the graph? You have 5 points. Good. Can you tell me what is your domain? If I asked you what was the domain of this function, what would you say? Yeah, go ahead, Ross. What do you think?
Domain would be the x-axis.
0, 1, and 2. Very good. What would be the range values of this function? What would the range values be? Yeah.
The y value is -1, 0, 1, 2.
You got it. So the domain are all your x values, and your range value, and the range is all your y values. You got it. You're going to have to do both of those things tonight. Figure out the domain and figure out the range. Okay, here's the last part. I'd like you to try this one on your own. You can work with your partner. I'd like you to graph y equals 1/2 x plus 3 with the domain that I gave you. Only those points. Only those 5 points. -4, -2, 0, 2, and 4. Please do that. And then at the very end, I want you to identify for me what is the range. Okay, what is the range? So tell me, the domain's been given to you. Okay, here we go. Let's wrap this problem up. Okay, how do I find the y values? How do I find the y values? We substitute, yes. So that says y equals 1/2. So I'm like, I can't focus. Okay, we plug in the -4 gives half of -4 plus 3. Half of -4 is how much? -2. What's -2 plus 3? 1. So therefore, the coordinate point that I have to plot is -4, comma 1. Good. So here we go. What'd you get when you plugged in a -2? Half of -2 plus 3, how much is that? 2. So -4, comma 2. Or, whoops, sorry. That should be -2, comma 2. When I plug in a 0, I get 3, correct? So 0, comma 3. And then when you plug in a 2, you should get a what? 4. When you plug in a 4, what do you get? A 5. So the coordinate points that we have to plot are and 4, comma 5. So on the coordinate plane here, and of course you guys are using rulers. I'm just going quickly here. Negative 4, comma 1 looks like this. Negative 1, 2, 3, 4, comma 1. Negative 1, 2, comma 2. 0, comma 3. So this is 1, 2, 3. So up there. 2, comma 4. 1, 2, comma 4. And then finally 4, comma 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, comma 5. So those are the points. So what is the range then? You got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.